the DM Pod, baby.
So, how's everybody doing today?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Is everyone all right out there? Everyone making it through all this crazy weather stuff and the attacks or
The attacks, cyber attacks. What is it?
or just you never know what it may be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk out there.
There-
There's a lot of people getting hurt, and there's a lot of sad moments for America. A war starting, and we just have a lot to do to come together for America right now. There's a lot going on. There's people that are not getting the help they need, and they need help.
Right. There's, there's a
There's
lot
another
of
hurricane hitting today.
right. Like, so you got to go back and remember, let's not forget the people that's been affected in the past, Katrina.
Yeah, that was a terrible.
I mean,
They should have learned and figured out a plan to be able to get in there instead of just give all the money away to other people.
right. You got to go back and think, we've been through this as a country before, but not to this magnitude. There's a lot of things and a lot of people affected by, what's happened with the hurricanes and everything. And what they're saying in Texas is get a permanent marker. The people that are staying, get a permanent marker and write your name and date of birth on your arm if you're staying, there. So as Americans, we need to see that there are people, we need to back them. We need support and all the craziness that surrounds it. Okay, they got parks where you can go get stuff that you need or whatever, donations. And then you got choppers flying over where they're not supposed to land and then, coming down and blowing all the supplies away and then going flying off. That just stuff like that doesn't make sense whenever
We've been through this.
yeah.
We should really be advanced in helping our people.
Right. Not, sending out $750. Here's $750. And,
Yeah. Well, right now, they should be more worried about getting to the people that might not even have been seen or talked to yet.
right. There's no telling what all they're gonna find by the end of it. As far as people not being with us.
Yeah, I was told that there's a campsite, and they was going through it, and there was 10 bodies found in that campsite. A couple of them was still in the tent,
Right.
covered in mud.
And this is pretty high up. It's in the Appalachian Mountains. This is high elevation, but it just shows to the power or the magnitude of the hurricane that went through, and the people that are affected by it. There's still people without it, electricity and
They'll be
all sorts of stuff.
there's
today.
still main highways
Right.
that's not gonna have access.
And when they're evacuating Florida, you see there's this one long bridge that, they evacuate, and it's backed all the way up, they should have better plans in place than what they do, I feel as far as evacuation. Now, the real Floridians, the ones that's been through it, they're sticking it out. There's There's a dude right now that's making news everywhere. His name's Lieutenant Dan, or his nickname, Lieutenant Dan.
Right.
And he's staying on a 20-foot boat, and he's handicapped. He lost, he got one leg, and he's staying on a 20-foot boat. And he's like, I'm not getting off my boat. It's the safest place. He's like, if the waves are 100 foot up, I'm gonna be 100 foot up in the air with it on my boat. You know what I mean? Dude.
That goes along with basically just like life, and that is, when the waves want to get you, they're gonna get you. So.
Yeah, I mean, you got people like that. You got people that don't care. They're gonna fight it. And I don't blame them. I mean, but it's crazy how massive and the damage that's already occurred.
It's sad. It's really sad, and my heart goes out to all those people that was affected. Some people lost their homes. Some people don't have the computer or a phone to even collect their $750.
Right. Well, and they're
or a road.
From what I've heard,
a road to even drive to somewhere to do that.
Turning them down. There's some people getting turned down for it and stuff. So,
well,
we could send billions to Ukraine, and that's another story. But
yeah, Well, I mean, if anything, the American people are coming through and helping and sending money and sending supplies and doing the things that, the people need and the people care about, giving it to them and making sure that they're in safe situations. And some of them Appalachian people, they know how to take care of themselves regardless anyways.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of them that live off grid.
Just
there.
If they've made it through the tragedy and survived without being stuck somewhere or hurt or something like that, and then there's going to be things that they saw that, they're never going to be able to forget. I witnessed a car wreck one time that stayed with me for, probably a little more over than a year. It was like something I thought about just about almost every day.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine watching someone you love, or watching something, or watching just kids or something like that getting swept down right beside you, and you make it and they don't, or
right.
never find out who they were or what, whatever happened to them. And that's a tragedy. Just like with Katrina, so many lives were lost, so many people just swept away, and it's just a tragedy. And my heart goes out to those people. I'll
Right.
definitely be on my prayer list.
Right. And, it comes down to, at the end of times it says there'll be more natural disasters and tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, so it's something to think about, America. Another thing is, if you can help, do. If you can, do. I know it's rough out there for everybody right now. It's rough. But, I seen a guy that had 84 acres. And he was like, I got 84 acres. I ain't got a lot of money, nothing like that, but y'all can come here and I got land. Come here. If we had to set up a tent, whatever,
Right. And that's what's so cool about America is how the people will reach out. Even Exxon, I seen they sent a gas truck down there and basically said, here's 500 gallons of free gas.
Right.
Which, probably went pretty fast.
Right.
But, I mean, it's just things like that can go so far.
Right.
Or Elon Musk went down there and set his Starlink up to where people can have communications, and it'll actually register that there's a tower now.
Right. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. But
Well, Trump set it up
Trump did.
along with his $7 million donation.
DJT. Oh, DJT. Out there in the world. Look out now.
Which, you know, those were American people that made those donations, but
Right.
he helped get a GoFundMe thing together and got it together. So, you know, that's, I mean, there's people that got way more money doing less.
It's hard to vote against the guy that,
Right.
goes above and beyond, bro. I mean,
When you get shot at and still want to concern yourself with what's going on in the world.
what is that? Andrew Tate said it. He was like, what would you do if you shot a man and he got up and acted like nothing happened?
And just said fight, right?
That's legit. That's our president. Used to be president, He might not be in office right now, but
That's our film.
Here's one of the questions I had about, and I asked you, maybe somebody can let me know. But like when there's an emergency like this, so do the prisoners, do they stay? Like, do they give them floaties? Like, hey, there's a natural disaster coming that's going to kill a lot of people probably. You're going to stay here. Like, or do they transfer them out? Like, where do they go? If
We're going to turn the lights on.
So, like, that's a legitimate question. Like, where do the prisoners go? Do they load every prisoner up? And
I mean, surely there would be a movie made from that already, right, if they just left them there.
I mean, how do we know though?
I mean, yeah.
Is it going to be brought up to the public? And honestly, what would most of the public think? I mean, they're already in prison.
Well,
So, like,
well, think about this. Things that are already so low funded, and then they got to take the funds they got and gather everyone up and move them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and where are they going to move them to? Another prison, like, in another state? I mean,
they might have a little field trip. I don't know.
Do they just ship them to Guantanamo Bay? Like,
move them right next to all the people here legally. I don't know.
Like, do they send them to Mexico? Do they get to go, have some, Mai Tais on the beach or what?
Start your life over.
Is that why we're having so much border crossing right now? I mean, like,
it's the inmates coming back.
Oh man, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. If I was a conspiracy theorist, I'd have a few, like the lithium thing in North Carolina.
Yeah, but a lot of that you got to be careful with.
Right.
Because, there's going to be people that are just looking to get clickbait too.
Right.
And then there's probably going to be some truth to some of it. So, just be careful with what you...
Are you a conspiracy theorist or not? That's the question.
I mean, I am, but yet I'm not.
Right. Not crazy. Just a little bit. But no, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot circulating about that. That's it's kind of skeptical. And then
I seen something here before you go any further. All right, I like to look at the government like a parent. And when I say that as a parent, when you're telling your kids stuff, sometimes you might just fib a little bit. You know, like, don't go outside at night because that's when the monsters are out there.
Right.
And when I'm looking at my government, I'm thinking, wonder how many times it was like, don't do this right now because this is good this. And I think back and I say, you know, there's got to be a high chance that they've definitely lied about something, right? There's no parent that's always told you the truth about everything. Like, oh yeah, where's Dad at? Oh, he's drunk at the titty bar.
It's like a don't ask, don't tell type thing. Yeah, they got going.
I don't know where Dad is tonight. No, he's not in his bunker. The president is on official business.
Stormy Daniels.
He's riding out the storm.
I don't know, man.
So, the point I was getting at is there is no single way that the government has never lied to us, never kept anything from us.
I can believe it.
And the technology that they have, you know, they used to say in the 80s that we're like 20 years behind what the government actually has. So, if you can only imagine what they have the ability to do now.
Right. Because, I mean, it might not show, like, in the world, our technology, but I'm sure they got a bunch packed away. Like, could you imagine walking into, like, a warehouse and just, you walk in and there's all sorts of crazy fucking shit that you've never seen before, and you're just like, whoa. I imagined this. Like, stuff like that, like.
Well, I mean, what was that one movie where they had that thing that was blank? Will Smith was in it.
Are you talking about,
Diddy's Vacation? No.
Men in Black.
Men in Black, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and they come in
where
flash.
they put the stuff in your drink, and then you didn't remember. No.
Yeah.
It was that thing, blank thing.
It wasn't Spanish Fly. It was the
Yeah.
It was the the pull up flash thing.
Yeah, the flash. It makes you wonder if they, had that or have that already.
Oh, dude, I watched there's a new movie or whatever, and it's like, what it does is this dude made like a box type thing, and everybody puts, right here on their thing, they put electrodes or whatever.
On their temples and
on
stuff?
their tempo, yeah, and then, so what it does is it transfers souls to different bodies. So
like white chicks.
yeah, kind of like that, except like, you go to a whole different, like, so like your body stays the same, but you go to a different body, and like, then like, I don't know, you just have to guess who's who in a different body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's what the movie was about or whatever. You know.
So it was a movie, thank goodness.
Right, but it was on Netflix.
And chill.
You want to be a conspiracy theorist? Like, maybe they really do have technology like that where they can, transfer shit, and you just don't. I mean, we have electrodes and stuff, like, it's crazy. We don't know what technology's out there.
Right, I mean, is it a conspiracy or are people making these hurricanes? People making these, I heard that one of those hurricanes was supposed to be like, basically, you can only have so much atmospheric pressure, and it was so close to being at the top of the storm can't get any worse because it's not physically possible to get worse. That's how bad the storms were.
Right.
Like, it's almost non-existently bad.
Right. Well, I mean, there's things going around that, like, you know, the Alexas and stuff. If you ask Alexa if it was a man-made hurricane, she'll tell you it was. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff. It makes you wonder, because, you know, I know everybody's heard of seeding, you know, cloud seeding and stuff, you know,
Right.
and, like...
Well, I seen a video where, which, you know, how much is this true or how much of this is fake,
Right.
but I seen a video where from cloud seeding you have, it's like a aluminum something, basically it's raining outside and something fell out of the sky that made his yard catch on fire.
Right.
So he's out there filming his yard on fire while it's raining, and he's like, yeah, 911, something's going on here. While it's raining, some rain fell out of the sky and it caught my yard on fire.
Right.
It's like, man, that... Sure hope that's not true.
No, dude, I seen a video where a dude, like, it was I guess it was raining, but it was flooded so bad in his house, he had to break a window, and he had his boat in there, and it was just a big ass fire coming up out on the side of his house, and he used his boat to, like, put it out. You know, like, that would be... Dude, that would trip me out, bro. I'm telling
Talking
you.
about some intense,
Like,
you know, Final Destination kind of stuff going on right there, dude. Man, them life-saving, life-changing decisions. Some of them slow motion moments right there.
Right.
I don't know if you ever like flipped a car or something, but you would think it's, you know, just I was going and then all of a sudden I was flipped. No, it's like slow motion, baby. Slow motion.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I've been in a few wrecks myself, so I know. Like, that's probably like one of the best things I've been good at. Was wrecking my vehicle. Like,
Right.
So, yeah, there's some times where you're like slow mo, and it's like you don't even realize it's slow mo until it's all over, and you're like, whoa. And you remember every little detail and every little moment, you know, like
For a little bit, it's like
Right.
a dream.
that adrenaline hits
Everything
you.
sticks
you know,
with you.
You don't know, like, that adrenaline's a drug.
And speaking of, you know, crazy things happening, how you been feeling?
I've been feeling like shit, bro. I don't know if y'all can hear. I should have quit smoking about 30 years ago.
Well, I'm sure smoking doesn't help. but
Right.
I don't think smoking's what made your voice like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was smoking them cigarettes.
Is it another one of those conspiracy theories? Or
It's got to be. I've been writing it down in my diary every night. Oh, shit. I mean, other than that, it's Razorbacks won. Alabama lost. I'm still clean and sober for a year and 4 months. So, hey, life's good. Life's good right now.
kicking ass and taking names.
I mean, no.
I mean, we didn't carry a goalpost for a mile and throw it in the river or nothing, but you know.
Dude, I don't blame them at all. And you know what? I do not blame them. They haven't lost to Alabama in like, what, 28 years?
Haven't won.
In
Haven't
28,
won.
28 years, bro. Like, That's a long time, bro.
A lot of crazy stuff's going on.
Right. That's like,
Well, and here's the other part: is Alabama beat Georgia,
right.
and Georgia is no one to be messed with right now, and then turn around and lose to Vanderbilt.
Right. That's you get the big head and stuff. Like some of them teams, bro, they get that big head.
Right, they go partying too much the night before and
Right.
realize that they got an actual game they got to play.
Right, and that's part of building the team.
I mean, my Steelers lost against Dallas, so.
We them boys. I've never been a Dallas fan. Never will. Like, as an Arkansas person, that's supposed to be our NFL team. That everybody.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Not so much for me. I grew up, in Pittsburgh,
Right.
so I'm a Steelers fan.
Black and yellow.
Yeah, black and yellow. You know what it is.
Yeah.
And so I was never really a Dallas fan, but their stadium's really nice. I think Dallas in general is, a pretty cool place to go. There's a lot of interesting things to do around there,
Yeah.
things to see,
Mm-hmm.
but fuck that football team.
I like their cheerleaders. Not gonna lie.
But you like Taylor Swift too.
I do.
No,
I am a Swiftie.
I'm a fan of the cheerleaders too.
I hear the Swifties are undefeated this season. So, how about them Chiefs?
Look what they made you do.
Yeah, and then we got deer season kicking off. Hopefully everybody's getting some shots at some with the bow.
Hopefully not. I haven't got to go. I'm not gonna lie. This football stuff keeps you busy.
Right.
It's emotionally draining
Right.
and positive at the same time because when things go good, it's really good. When things go bad, it's really bad.
Right.
And the main thing is these kids are learning, and it's really exciting to see them excel and start doing better. The ones that were not doing good at all, and they're getting better, and it's like, it brings some joy to you, for sure. You want to be like, good job, but at the same time, you're like, get your ass out there.
Run.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, finding that, I'm too good of a person to be a coach. That's really what my biggest problem is.
Right.
I want to be like, man, that's awesome. And I really need to be like, shut the fuck up and get back out there. Do some up downs.
Tommy!
Do some up downs.
Completions are way more awesome when you force them through triple coverage. Remember that.
And then all the stipulations, like, how one school's shitty calls cause another school to give you shitty calls, and then you're really fighting this battle of referees and higher ups, and these kids that deserve to be treated fairly are getting involved in the middle of bullshit, of adult childish bullshit.
Yep.
And I'm just not wired for. I'm wired for fairness.
Right.
I'm not wired for that fuck your neighbor kind of shit.
Right.
So, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be my last year of coaching.
Right.
But I really enjoyed it. I really respect the coaches that are out there grinding, doing it right. And I won't mind paying my money to watch the games.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, I'll do what I can to help, but I ain't getting out there coaching no more.
Right. Well,
I say that. I mean, I'm a sucker when it comes to my kids. I do whatever.
and then you know, it's like you never know what'll happen. You never know, you know.
Yeah, but it's been some time, like many years since I've actually played football.
Right.
Or, you know. So, yeah. It's really hard to go to teaching something and game planning for everything, especially, you know, we're getting flag football. These kids have only played backyard football.
Right.
So to explain everything to a T, and honestly, you know, going to the depths of ground zero with football,
Right.
you know, it takes some thinking to go back to ground zero
Yeah.
and be like, see this person? You know, guard them
Right.
this direction and this way. Like, we're still working on setting the edge with our kids.
Yeah.
You know, we're like halfway through the season, and it's
Right.
like, you know, I remember I was like, set the edge, and I was like, this is the edge.
Yeah.
And I was like, ain't nobody getting past this shit.
Right.
I got you, boss.
It's just a learning curve, man. It's a learning process, and
But I was a little dedicated, whatever you want to call it, because, you know, life or limb, I would dive for the ball.
it was fun. It was fun though,
Oh, yeah.
and there was times it wasn't, you know. So it's all a learning curve. So where can you find us at?
Well, you can find us on YouTube at The DM Pod or Podbean at The DM Pod.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, send us some messages. Tell us what you think. And I appreciate the loyal people who've been listening to us and watching us and enjoying the podcast. I just want y'all to know that I appreciate it, and I'm glad y'all are listening. Speak up. You can get on here with us.
Right. Anybody that wants to, you know, comment down below. If anybody wants to, you know, help or anything, you know, get in contact with somebody. There's a lot of people on Facebook, stuff like that are needing help, you know, with this hurricane stuff.
Just don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed. If you're one of those people that are out there helping in this time, God
Thank
bless you.
Thank you so much.
You know,
And if you're out there scamming, fuck you.
right. And
Right.
it's like the community and the camaraderie is what we need right now. So,
Right.
hopefully everybody's, you know, getting what they need. You know, and the Lord's working His, you know, wonders too. So, just everybody pray for those families. Hope that everybody's all right and gets through these times. Nobody gets bit by a big ass alligator in Florida. The people that stay, because you know there's a bunch of gators down there. There's a bunch of gators down there, bro. So I don't know. It's serious, really. It is, and hopefully everybody's okay.
Yeah, definitely send some prayers y'all's way.
Right.
So,
All right. We'll see you next week. Next Thursday.
God bless y'all.